Hey guys, we're just gonna jump right into this one today, and I actually started this sculpture with the sculpting process done off camera unintentionally because my hands were out of the frame. But anyways, you can see I've got the basic head shape sculpted here. I'm using the regular original Sculpey, which I don't really like to use because it's super soft when it gets warm, but I was going to give it another shot because I had some available. And the tools you see that I'm using, I just got them off eBay for like $5. Just a package of the silicone tools. Getting the shell started, the basic shape sculpted. And just making some balls, kind of elongating the balls to make the legs. Just push them up underneath, make sure they're connected. I did look at a few pictures while I was sculpting this on like tortoise shells or turtle shells. Doing the toenails, really simple. I was going for very simple and fast. This sculpture did not take long. Okay, I'm making an indentation for where the head or the neck will go. I just pushed a piece of wire up into the neck and attached it, which I later removed when I baked it. That way I could do some sanding on it. I'm reshaping the shell just because I wanted it a little taller. And also the rear end with the tail. I wanted that a little bit different. That's what's good about clay, is you can always change it. Do whatever you want with it. Adding in some really basic detail. Like I said, this stuff doesn't take detail well. This is after I baked it. About 275 for an hour or two, and now I'm sanding it. And yes, you can sand Sculpey. That way I can get a really smooth texture. No fingerprints. And now I'm taking a really small carving tool and carving the little wrinkles in the side of the eyes, like the, I think they're called crow's feet. And doing some other fine detailing. That's one of the redeeming things about Sculpey, is that if you don't get it right at first, you can always add on even after you bake it. So I just use a little bit of alcohol and just brush it onto the surface and put another layer. Like what I'm doing here is I'm just adding larger cheeks to give it more of a smiling face. And I'm also adding the little eyebrow bumps. And you can really refine, even with the just traditional original Sculpey, really refine the details later with carving tools or sanding. I drew on a little tortoiseshell pattern design on his shell, and I'm going back with what's called a V gouge. And just carving in the little details on the shell. Super simple. Just making sure I get them deep enough. Carving in a little bit of detail on the legs, the little bitty like leg wrinkles. And sorry about going off frame. When I'm doing this by myself with my cell phone, so it's kind of hard to get it perfect every time. And I mixed up a couple of colors here. It was just a green, two different shades of green to get the color I wanted. And this is just like a base coat. And this is acrylic paint, so water base. Going over all the surface I want green. Let that dry. Putting a coat of white on the toenails, which later I will add some gray and then wipe off, and you'll see why it gives a little bit not so pristine look. Going back with a lighter green on the face and neck area. And these are just cheap acrylic paints, like nothing special about them. Using that same lighter green, I'm making kind of a spiral pattern on each one of the shell scutes, the little plates on the shell. Just a regular mechanical pencil, I'm sketching in where I want the eyes to go or how they're gonna look. And I'm going for, you know, a cartoon sort of eye, make them look friendly. My girls before were telling me that it looked like an alien turtle without the pupils, and that it was scary, so I wanted to get those in pretty quick. And I think, I mean, that's the thing, is if you make the eyes right, you can change anything to make it look adorable or scary, or, you know, the eyes really make or break a piece. And this is just marker, literally. The black was just a marker pen, and then I'm coming back in with a blue base coat on the iris part. And then a little bit darker blue for the little lines that radiate out from the center, and then purple. You can see there's the purple. Just a fine point paintbrush. Then I mixed brown and green and painted in just some kind of shadowy areas. I guess not shadows, but just in the crevices of the shell to bring out the detail. I'm going for friendly baby turtle. Adding a little bit more detail on those little spiral things just to bring out the design with that green-brown mixture. And now I'm adding some freckles, just a darker green, and you'll see in a minute they're really dark and right out. They're a little bit too extreme, so I watered down some acrylic and painted over it. And what's cool about acrylic paints is if you get them thin, you can see through what's underneath when they dry. So you could still see the freckles just fine. They were just lightened and less extreme. Here I'm painting on the gray. You can see just a light gray color, and then when you paint it on the whole area of the toenails, then you wipe it off with a paper towel, it leaves a little bit of a shadow in the crevices. I also wanted to add some sparkle to the eyes, just kind of a sparkly, bright effect, so I borrowed some of my daughter's sparkly nail polish and painted that around on the irises, which gives it a really cool effect. Also, I grabbed some of her blush, and if you get a little bit of blush and a Q-tip and you rub it on the cheeks and the nose, it not only brings just a little bit of pink, which makes it look friendly and blushed and cute, but it also shines that area just a little bit of a gloss. And then to really make the eyes come out and pop, I added just a clear coat of nail polish on the top, and that really brings out the eyes, as you can see here. If you guys like this video and want to see more, please do me a favor and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It would help my channel, and also let me know if you like these kind of tutorials. You know, I'm trying to figure out what people want to see, because I do wood carvings and I do sculpting, and I also do drawing. I'm about to release a video that shows some past works, so you guys can check that out. Alright, thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time.